Hey everybody, how we doing?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
Really looking forward to this because nobody does a Christmas episode like The West Wing.
Yeah, this show. I don't know how much focus I kind of feel like the first one, the episode 10 in season one,
Yeah,
which I love, the Great Toby episode.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorites.
that might be the Toby episode, honestly.
And it was such a hit. Like it was so well done.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that became a thing. Like every year we do the Christmas episode, we've got to knock it out of the park.
They have so far the
Yeah.
three. I mean,
The bells and everything. Yeah.
the Noel episode.
Noel. Yeah.
Good Lord.
The Leo episode.
I still think, for my money, Noel is the Christmas episode so far. Not to say any of them are bad, but I just think that's the one that sticks with me. I still think about it. I did rewatch it around Christmas time.
Yeah, it's great. It's utterly great. I still have because of Toby with the veteran that died,
Oh yeah.
and setting up the fuel and everything, and Mrs. Landingham talking about her sons. The first season one still resonates really big with me.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite episodes. Easily.
So, and also everybody wins an award for the Christmas episode.
Yeah, it's right. It's like who's going to be the rock star that knocks it out of the park in this Christmas episode, right?
Kudos to everybody. You have not told us.
Yeah, right.
We
Yeah,
love
no,
that.
yeah. There's no spoilers. I did want to address that really quickly. I always go through comments for the week on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I don't really go farther back, than
Sure,
the week
sure,
because
sure.
we got a new episode, right? But I was told by a really good friend of mine not to get on the comments this week because some people got a little spoilery, so I didn't. So. Thank you to Grant for letting me know not to get on and look because some people with some stuff. He's seen the show.
Okay.
And he was like, there's some future casting stuff, like really big casting
Oh,
stuff
okay.
that some people were discussing that you probably don't want to know ahead of time. Nothing big plot wise or anything like that.
Interesting.
But he said you would probably take it as spoilers, so I wouldn't.
Totally forgot. Thank you for saying that. We're not supposed to look at the credits today either.
The opening credits.
Yes.
I can do that. I will focus completely on the screen. I usually do anyway.
Sure.
But yeah. So just a reminder, please, we go into as blind as we can on all the things we watch, including this show, and we really love discovering it completely new with fresh eyes. It's going into the show, season 1, episode 1. The two things I knew were, sorry, I'm totally blanking out here. Rob Lowe and Aaron Sorkin leave after season 4.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I knew about the show.
Me too.
And basically who a couple of the cast members were.
I knew Martin Sheen. I knew
Right, exactly. I knew Martin Sheen and
Replicant.
Allison Janney was on the show.
But I love that.
But yeah, absolutely. Right.
Here we are. We're doing this for almost 2 years now, and we still don't
We're still getting there, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, so please, if you feel like your comment might be spoilery, you might save it for a week because then I won't go back and check them anyway. If you want to have those kind of discussions, that's totally cool. But I like to be surprised when we're watching the show and everything, including when we have famous people show up on the show and in what roles they do.
Yeah, it really makes our day.
Yeah. Anyway, not mad at anybody. Like I said, I know it wasn't intentionally spoilery because plot wasn't being discussed really. That would have been like, well, now we know what happens on the show, anything like that. But I like to be surprised on guest casting as well.
We love the enthusiasm. Yes.
Absolutely. We do want to go ahead and welcome Nop, Tom Ward, Fare Quisha, Flor Preza, and Paula Pierce to our Patreon group. Thank you so much, guys. We're very happy you're here with us.
Yes, we are. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you don't mind hitting the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on the new content we've coming your way.
Yeah, if you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or are watching, please check out the link in the description below of our Patreon page. On all shows, including The West Wing, we're at least 4 episodes ahead on Patreon of where we are on YouTube. So if you get done watching a YouTube edit of this episode, you can hop over to Patreon and keep going. You will have to sync and watch along on your own device streaming service. You will only see and hear us because of copyright law. We're also watching 30 Rock right now as a Patreon exclusive.
Yes, we are.
This is a period shot. Look at the cars.
I know. Yeah. Well, I clocked that from the TV. I was like black and white, but I wasn't sure. I think we're watching Maisel right now.
We're getting like a flashback here.
1954.
Yeah, okay, 1954.
All right.
Sag es in Jiddisch.
Jiddisch hat nicht das Wort.
Was meinst Jiddisch nicht das Wort?
Diffen Puff.
I have no idea how this links in with the show.
Yeah.
These criminals? It's like
kind of
Yiddish
getting that
mob.
vibe.
Yeah.
Yiddish mob.
I mean, it's a thing.
It is
yeah.
a thing, yeah.
Jewish mob, I guess I would.
Yeah.
Cold
Tobias.
War. Yeah.
Tobias.
Is this Toby's dad?
Oh, I wonder if it is Toby's dad.
What did you name your son? Tobias. Little Toby.
Yeah. So Toby's dad's in the mob.
I guess.
I mean, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I
Okay. All right.
I mean, we haven't ever really got much of a backstory on Toby at all.
No.
Oh, Adam Arkin. They brought him back.
They did.
Someone's in therapy.
It's really starting to get sucked in out there, and I'm worried about the airports.
You think they should wrap it up?
Well, one more after this. You just want them to take you to their place, and
They're 20 years old, ma'am.
yes.
Makes me jealous. I always wish I could sing like this. You know what I
He's
mean?
kind of great, yeah.
You staying in town? No, she's meeting Jack Reese at the Washington Inn. How does he get a room at the Washington? I can't get a room at the Washington Inn.
He was thinking about. He's a little jealous. They are going this. It seems like they're going that way.
Why?
I don't like that. Yeah.
This is a deposition in the matter of Lori Milton and
Well, this
citizens for full disclosure.
Guy again. I hate
The
this guy.
Congresswoman Andrea Wyatt.
Okay. Here we
Of
go.
course, he's the one suing. Yeah.
There we go.
Yep. You remember this guy with
Yeah,
Leo?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
The cheap hat.
How pregnant is your ex-wife?
As I
Just the-
understand
yeah.
pregnancy, it's a binary state. You either
Yeah.
are or you aren't.
Oh, this guy
Is
is
there
so
a more
smarmy.
punchable
Yeah, right.
show?
Yeah.
You're supposed to come in here as Santa Claus right now.
We did it already.
Where was I?
You were with the president, and we started worrying about the
Oh,
weather.
she missed Santa Claus.
Yeah.
All right, back to business.
Oh, there we go.
It's a goldfish pin. Thank you, everyone. It's beautiful. Merry Christmas. This is so sweet. Thank you.
It's Danny Kincannon.
Is it?
I bet it is.
Yeah, because he gave her the
He
goldfish.
gave her the goldfish, yeah.
Danny?
Is Timothy Busfield back?
Yeah.
Yes!
What's going on? Yeah. He is very jolly.
Yes, he is. I love him.
The holy line of demarcation, right there. It's where the West Wing starts, and I won't go past it.
I wasn't listening to anything you just said.
Toby,
Is that his dad?
I have an appointment tag that was gotten for me by Mr. Joshua Lyman.
Josh got you in? You talked to Josh?
You should hear how I talk about you.
He's on affiliate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it sounds like his dad was a career criminal.
Yeah.
I wonder if he did time, and that's why he doesn't have a relationship with him.
Yeah. From what we saw, though, he didn't seem like he knew what was going on, but that was years ago. So,
Right, yeah.
What'd you get?
On the SATs?
Yeah.
You don't want to know. I got
No.
800, 790. For the life of me, I can't imagine what I got wrong. Then I took them again and got 800, 790.
He took it twice with getting 10 points wrong.
You know you can't do anything about hurricanes. President
Can
can't do
nuke
anything
'em.
about nature or bad luck. I ought to be able to do something about the airplane. I've been spacing out for a minute at meetings. 3 times this week.
It's getting to him finally, yeah.
And now we're 1/3 of the way through an Agatha Christie story.
Yeah, right, yeah. That's funny.
Where nobody be going nowhere.
He's got the voice of a pirate.
He does, doesn't he? He did that really well.
This is Jean-Paul. Jean-Paul, this is Charlie.
Is he French?
Zoe talks about you as a type.
I read 150 words about you in Us Weekly, and I feel like I know you already. Thank you.
Oh, well, petty.
Yeah.
Passive aggression there. I get it.
I mean, she is dating a French prince.
It's funny when you say it out loud.
Yeah.
Well, I love him, so my father will love him.
That's absolutely the way it works.
And he's a ramp signal agent in a small airstrip. He marshals planes
He
as they're
knows
coming
about the
in.
assassination. Yep.
3 men in coveralls who identified themselves as being part of the training crew were standing out front. The 3 guys out front were U.S. Army Rangers.
I don't think CJ knows, right? I don't remember her ever being part of the conversation.
I don't know why she would. You know?
Yeah. Oh, his dad.
I wish you hadn't, and you knew that. I did.
Boundaries.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
at the
mean,
same time, it's,
Josh, his dad is dead. You know. That, yeah. It's
not
probably
mad
like,
at him.
Talk to your dad,
yeah,
man.
I'm not mad at him,
Yeah.
but still, you know. Sometimes it warrants a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Josh's business, but
We don't know how bad this guy is. I mean,
right.
Would you call around to the hotels we know and see if anybody's got a room for me?
Got some pull in this town, huh?
That's a way of putting it.
Yeah, right. So you're a big shot.
President?
And who?
Us.
No, I shouldn't be there for that.
You can tell him I said move the bicycles, you know.
You're going to meet the president, man.
You're a threat to the president.
I'm surprised they let him in at all, if that's the case. I mean, I don't know what it was then, but I know now, like, there's a background check to even get near the building. Yeah.
Everybody on the show has had the most interesting relationship with their parents.
They know, right?
Fathers and sons, right?
Yep.
But Olympia Buckland had an infant mortality bill that we asked her not to take out of committee because it was too expensive. I mean, I want it for the next Congress. It'll take an around-the-clock kind of effort. Yes, it's a holiday, but OMB works for us, right?
For the moment, yes.
The president's gonna see you in just a minute.
Oh, no, I'm meeting Toby Ziegler here.
Yeah, Toby's not coming. He called.
Meet the president, man.
Yeah.
You're gonna meet him eventually.
Actually, I was just meeting Toby Ziegler.
To see me.
Yes.
I thought it was about the notes on the congressional section.
Yeah, right. He's blowing this, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Justice. Mr. Bartlett. Mr. President, actually.
I've seen worse.
Yeah,
Really?
exactly.
Oh, no.
What'd he say on the congressional section? Never quite got there. That'll be with you the next time you try to make love to a real woman.
Look, it doesn't matter about me. I think this thing is important.
When was Anastasia killed?
October of 1957.
October 57.
Thanks.
What did he do?
He made ladies' raincoats, and before that, he worked for Murder Incorporated.
It's kind of a mic drop moment there.
Yeah. That's a good question for us to get the answer to as well.
What did you mean when you said it's not what it looks like?
I meant that I wasn't keeping you here on purpose.
Why would I think you were doing that?
I wasn't.
It's Josh is getting a crush, and it's weird. Yeah.
He's chasing a story that says the day Sharif's plane went down, there was an airstrip in Bermuda that was secured by Rangers.
I think he spent too much time in the Africa hot.
The thing is,
Yeah.
I'm absolutely certain that's what happened.
Yeah. Now we're on to assassination. Yeah.
Yeah. But Danny's the one that blows that story wide open.
I mean, it's definitely going to come out. Yeah.
I'd like Jean Paul to come stay with us in Manchester this Christmas. So it's okay?
Not in a million years.
Dad?
Listen,
It's family Christmas. That's weird, right?
It's weird. You gonna marry this guy?
Yeah.
No, then forget it. Like,
did something a few months ago, and I'm sure I was right, and I'll do it again. I almost told her, but it's hard to live with. I've been feeling it a little lately.
Danny Kincannon knows a guy who couldn't get to his locker.
Yeah. It's coming out. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
In his defense, he caught the bad note. He came to me. He made it important.
Yeah.
You said that I caught the bad note?
Yeah, that was planted there to see how you do telling truth to power.
You do want to talk about issues that affect people, and this is the issue that affects everyone, and you can't get elected 3 times, and you can't raise the subject halfway through a term.
This is big boy school, Mr. Bailey.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes, sir, I do. He had a young family, and he barely spoke the language. He went to jail. And you went to school. That I would give anything to have a living father who was a felon or a sister with a past.
I thought that's where he was coming from, was the fact that his own
it breaks my heart.
family died. Yeah.
You're off the hook with both of us. We go for infant mortality after the first. And I hooked Donna up with a news helicopter that's landing about 2 miles from the inn she's going to.
Donald left?
This poor guy's just been stuck in this office all
I know.
day.
My son hates me. I'm stuck here.
It only happened to terrible people. Terrible people.
Like him rationalizing this, yeah.
Stay on my couch. Get you out in the morning.
Get some names picked out.
No, not yet.
This is nice.
It is.
There's a music cue. Yeah.
Who's that that's been singing here all day?
The Whiffenpoofs.
Well, that's what they're talking about at the beginning. Yeah, they're talking about him in the cab.
Porter, yeah.
Yep. The Whiffenpoofs can really sing.
They can. This always gets me. This song always gets me choked up.
Was I insensitive before about telling you Donna was gone?
I was feeling guilty, but now this is good. It's better than good. It's the way it should be.
Get it together, would you please?
I'm trying. I'm staying on the phones. You want to stay with me?
Yeah.
Oh, Danny.
Yeah, this is going to blow up.
I respect Danny's integrity.
Yeah, it's his job. I don't know how to feel about this kid yet.
Yeah, like 2 seconds with him.
I know, right? He just said hi to Charlie and says, just call me by my first name. This poor guy's got stuck there because of the snow and had to sing all night. Like, sorry guys, you're doing a 9-hour concert.
Another.
Yeah.
We'll give you sandwiches.
Right.
I thought that was lovely.
No, it was great.
I thought that was an incredible episode. Not every Christmas episode has to be Noel. You know what I mean?
Sure.
You have several masterpiece episodes. You know what I mean? And it's nice sometimes when you take a minute and just have it set in one location the whole time, or the White House, and then you go room to room, obviously. But I like that. I like that it was contained, and I like that we dealt with a lot, and we got a lot of it's conflicting, right? There's a lot of subjects in this episode
Right.
that you don't really know how to feel about.
Yeah, I mean, we've historically had like a single character focus
Sure.
in the Christmas episodes. This one wasn't that.
I like it.
Maybe
I like
Toby
that.
a little bit, but we were dealing with a lot more than just that.
Yes. I would agree with the Toby thing. I think that he definitely, if you had to pick a lead of the episode, would be the lead, just because of the backstory with his dad.
Sure.
Um,
It was. I mean, yeah, it was the cold open.
Yeah.
But I feel like we've dealt with how Leo and the president are feeling about the assassination.
Yes.
I think we are building towards a really awful Band-Aid ripoff revelation that's ultimately going to make him feel better.
Sure.
Because it's no longer this great big awful secret.
Yeah.
It's something confessional about it, and
sure,
confession is always cathartic.
Yeah.
The one angle that I don't know how to feel about, and I'm kind of curious. I don't want to, obviously, no spoilers, but I'm kind of curious how other people who've watched the show and are watching along with us feel about this weird, like, romantic thing
tension
that seems to be building with Josh and Donna.
Look, they've always had good chemistry, but it's to a different degree. It's not.
It's not romantic. It hasn't been romantic chemistry.
No,
and I'm not sure how I feel about that. I'd rather it not go that way.
Can't two people just jive well with one another without them having to date?
Yeah, I mean, I know television has historically been like, well, when is this going to happen? Well, it has. Yeah, it has to happen. It's what Moonlighting. That was the whole friggin' show.
Yeah.
But
that's Bruce Willis, right?
Yeah. And I just don't know if it's necessary here. I don't know if it ever goes anywhere. This might have been the extent of it. You know what I mean? This might just be like these are adult people who've had these fleeting thoughts and it never comes to fruition. I would be totally okay with that. I trust the show. I think if they do end up going that route, they'll do it well.
Yeah.
But if there's one criticism I've had of the show historically, it's that I don't think they write romantic relationships very well. I think
Sans Bartlett and his wife.
Right. Yeah, but I mean that's not a pursuit.
I get
yeah, exactly. But like when we were doing the thing with CJ and Simon, so that like where it was like, oh, they're fighting with each other because she just wants her privacy, and so it was so rom-com-y the lead up into that. And I thought in such a great season and such a great last few episodes, that is the one thing that rang really Hollywood forced to me.
Kind of stuck out.
Yeah, and not in a great way. And I'm really hoping we don't do that anything remotely close to it with Josh and Donna. It's not necessary for the show.
Yeah.
Maybe there are people who watch like, man, I hope Josh and Donna end up getting together. Maybe. I've never felt like that. I like the fact that they just have a relationship based on caring and trust and mutual respect, almost more like siblings and best friends, really, than it being romantic. And I don't know. Maybe it'd be great.
I feel like it would work better if they started it earlier, but at this point we're 4 seasons, and it's kind of comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, we're almost 100 episodes into the show.
Now
you're right. Yeah.
I mean, I get it kind of like in the sense that like you're with this person for it'll be 8 years by the time the show's done. Like
right,
he's
7, close. But yeah.
But he's he's close to her.
You're right, though. It would be 8 because of the
campaign.
Yeah, right. You're right.
I kind of forgot for a second how
7 seasons, but longer, like 8 or 9 years, right?
Yeah, because she came into the campaign later-ish, I guess.
It was later. It was because he came in late.
Yeah. But still, they've been at the hip with one another for this whole run. So, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. I'm game for whatever the show throws our way. If they can make it work, they can make it work. But at the
Right.
same time, I'd rather them just be friends.
It just seems backwards from realism. You know what I mean? Because like, whenever I've worked with, or not even worked with, just been friends with a woman, it's like if the attraction was there, it was there in the beginning, and then you become friends.
Sure.
And then like 5 years later, the idea of dating, I'm like, no, God, that's like my sister.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of feel like it hasn't. You know, we're halfway through Josh and Donna's relationship here.
I'm just trying to think of an example of what the opposite of that. You know, I mean, like not in real life, like in a show where it's like
Right.
they've been friends for a while, and then like all of a sudden they're dating.
Yeah, I mean, all shows do that when it's like, well, we're getting stale.
Like-
Time to make. That's what the Sam and Diane thing was.
That's where like it's believable because even
Oh,
Sam and
it's
Diane-
it's
you
almost
know,
never believable.
exactly, and it's like because the Sam and Diane thing, they wrote her off the show after that,
Right,
you
yeah.
know? And then Kirstie Alley came along.
I think I don't know if they wrote her off or she just wanted to leave because she was obviously a major star at the time.
Yeah, was Diane Kirstie Alley or was Kirstie Alley after? Diane? I can't remember. Anyways,
I thought what's her name? Long, Shelley Long.
maybe.
I think it was Shelley Long. Sorry, this is like before my.
I
time
haven't
kind of
watched
stuff.
Cheers.
Right?
in years. Yeah, like
Right. I think Shelley Long was Diane. I think they hooked up, and I think that she left the show. I think she left the show on her own accord. I could be totally wrong about that. I think Kirstie Alley comes in, and they started the whole process over.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And then by the time
Exactly.
the show's over.
Right. Yeah. It's like, well, we're going to bring in a new attractive woman. We'll make her look a lot different, and
Yeah.
but it'll basically we'll just redo the same thing from the beginning.
Sure. Well, when you're on TV for so long, it's
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you're doing a sitcom, you know, and again, we kind of talked about it with Dairy Girls, the American sitcom structure of we're kicking out 25 episodes a year.
Sure.
That's a lot to fill.
No,
and
it
that's a writer's room that's working themselves to death
Yeah.
to try to keep stories
And
interesting.
The West Wing is obviously not a sitcom, but I mean, 20 episodes a season.
They
you
do,
know,
yeah.
They do.
This is harder, I feel like, because
for sure.
because you're doing 20 episodes of an hour-long show a year for 7 years, and you have, at least for the first several years, one guy doing the bulk of the writing.
Yeah.
God,
know.
you know,
I can see why he wanted to leave the show.
right? Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm gonna go do other things,
Yeah.
like
win
sleep,
an Oscar.
like right, sleep free here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But no, we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, it's still the early stages of it. It's
Sure.
processing it.
I don't know. Personally, I just hope it doesn't go there. That's just me.
No, sure.
And again, it may be great. It may work perfectly if they do. And I'm really hoping this was kind of the end of it.
And what I love is on Patreon, we kind of talked about this briefly before. A lot of folks are torn too. Some people liked the idea of it, which is fine. That's your opinion, you know.
Sure, yeah. There's no right answer on
No,
it.
and
Yeah.
a lot of people in our camp as well. They like the sibling dynamic between the two of it. So
Yeah, it's just my personal feeling is I don't want it to. But again, it's a great show. It's a great cast. It's obviously great writers. Although that obviously is going to about to switch with Sorkin leaving. But
we got some time.
Yeah. But I mean, Sorkin's the one that wrote this one. I'm sure. I was not reading the credits because people said to avoid it. So I don't know if his name popped up as the writer of this
I
episode.
caught him writing it because like after they started doing the technical edits, I was like, okay, cool, I can watch again. I do think it's really interesting and that obviously Toby does not know about the Sharif situation either, right?
Yeah, he's not in on that.
However, the episode starts off with an assassination and his father. In many ways, Bartlett is a father to a lot of these people too. Whenever this does come out, how is Toby going to feel about the situation? Is he going to feel betrayed?
I don't think so.
I mean, because he condemns his father for working for Murder Incorporated, which obviously, yeah, it's a bad deal, right? I'm not saying this is the same thing, but him trying to justify it to him, like they're murderers, they're thieves, this is like justice basically.
Yeah, we've already done the Toby scolding the president for something he did in secret, didn't tell him about once.
Yeah,
very largely. I don't think we're doing it again.
I just think it's an interesting parallel to have this be the episode that comes out. Toby's father, who is has done similar things. Obviously, we don't know if he's ever killed anybody, but it's presumed that he has. And then Bartlett feeling guilt over the fact that he did the same. He committed a murder, you know what I mean, or he ordered this assassination.
I feel like they're in largely different camps. I mean, especially since we've had Toby arguing with
a lot
with Andy. No, he was arguing with Andy like we should be killing these people. He's been saying that for a while.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's gonna have a problem with it.
I want to see that. I want to see how we go.
Leo and Toby have both been on. This needs to be a bigger conflict.
Well, I wonder if the next episode, if that's when it's all out there, because we saw him typing it up.
Right. Yeah. It's if it's not the next episode, it's coming awfully quick. Right. I agree.
Of course, it's Danny. Of course, it's Danny.
I'm glad they brought him back. Actually,
me too. Yeah, I really missed his character, and also I like Michael O'Keefe's character as well. I remember he was the other journalist.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Yeah, he's also great. It's kind of like he was kind of like the sub for Danny
For a
Danny
very
was
short
gone
period of
forever.
time,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it. Like I think that this was a bad guy and they did what they had to do. Obviously,
Oh, I don't feel bad. I mean, even Bartlett was like, if I had to do it again, I would. But
Yeah, for
it
sure.
was still murder. But
to have that on your conscience is just. I empathize. I really do.
Yeah, maybe I'm hard-hearted, but I'm like, I mean, the guy was trying to blow up the Golden Gate Bridge. He was trying to kill
100%.
Americans. I might do it and be done with it.
I'm not conflicted about the choice they made.
Right.
I'm just saying to know that you did that.
Sure.
It would.
It's different, right? It's different to talk about it like I am right now in the hypothetical,
sure,
versus actually doing it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you've been on Twitter. How many people were like, I'd kill somebody if blah blah blah, and then it's like, would you?
Yeah.
I mean, would you really? I mean, are all of you guys threatening civil war really going to grab your gun and start shooting your neighbors? I mean, or is this just blowing off steam? Talking, which I think it 99% of the time is.
Sure.
And so it's way different to be in Bartlett's situation where he did order it, versus being in the I don't see the problem, or on the sidelines Monday morning quarterbacking it.
It's like it's kind of like in The Dark Knight, right? Like at the very end of the movie when they have the two boats, and the guys sit there saying, "Oh, they had their chance, the murderers, criminals," and then he goes to do it and he can't do it.
Yeah,
he can't turn the key. I think that's interesting. I think it's an interesting moral dilemma, and this show approaches these ideas broadly, and I really like how they handle it because it's not always satisfying,
right?
And it's just great food for thought.
It is. Yeah, I like this episode, and I think again they're building up to a lot of answers to a lot of this, and I can't wait to see where they go with it.
Me too.
All right, and I'm pretty sure we're going to see more of Zoe's boyfriend.
I hope so.
I do too.
Was it Jean Paul?
Jean Paul, I think might have was, and I hope that he and Charlie never get along. I hope that there's conflict there forever.
I love the passive aggression. It's great.
I do too. We'll catch you in the next one, guys.
See ya.